Okay, welcome to Beyond Bars. Welcome to Beyond Bars. Back at the Lincoln Lodge here again. We are back in our, what are we going to call this, our third season. We're moving through it. And we're back with guests, which we're hyped about. Our guest today is no exception to that. We're off the jump. You have your host here of Beyond Bars. My name is Kathryn and
And my name is Kyrie the Comic, and we are super happy here to start conversations where we can start to humanize our brothers and sisters and people that are being impacted by the justice system and highlight their stories because they are very much so human. They are amongst us, and we love them dearly. So let us use this opportunity to learn from our guest, who is
Tyrese, a.k.a. Wasabi the Black Samurai, a.k.a. Leonardo DiCaprio, a.k.a. Thottie Pippen.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
Thottie Pippen.
Thottie Pippen was actually my favorite part. I was waiting for that one.
Thottie Pippen. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a shirt?
No.
Like, do you have a jersey?
No, I need one.
Thottie Pippen.
Thottie Pippen jersey. I would consider wearing a Thottie Pippen jersey.
That's
I
actually the
wouldn't
best
love
merch
it
I've ever heard for you.
Oh,
I
my
wouldn't
God.
love it for
Yeah.
me and the vibe, but I do. You know, we'll consider it.
Okay.
Consider it.
Scottie Pippen's wife might wear your jersey.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Okay.
No cap.
Every time he go get a 25-year-old girlfriend, you got to wear a shirt that says,
Funny as hell.
you know, I be watching him.
No, DiCaprio is fuck. Okay, maybe I need to
Truly,
change
no
that one.
Wow. Also jersey worthy.
Yeah.
No Caprio.
No Caprio.
What was before that? Let's work backwards. Let's make sure we give you your full intro here.
Let's see. Wasabi the Black Samurai.
Wasabi,
Yeah. That's an old one. It's
Yes, Ty's been around. Ty is a 10-year comedian.
11, yeah.
Right? 11 years in the
11
Chicago
years,
comedy
y'all.
game. Original, I believe, member with Jarrell, who we've had on the podcast
But
as well.
MLKs
the
of Comedy.
MLKs of Comedy.
Shout out to them.
Yes, and and generally very funny and very well beloved by the two of us as well.
About the
Hell
two
yeah.
of us, the
A
entire
co-producer
scene.
of Kyrie's show, is that correct?
Yes.
Also, Ask a
100%.
Comedian.
Yes.
And out and about. Truly, Ty is so funny. We're here today to discuss mental health specifically on today's podcast. In addition, I think, to some of the things we could probably cover about, I don't know, what's been going on and might be going on in Chicago here quite shortly, including the National Guard. We can get to that. We could talk a little about Jelaine and all of that if we wanted to discuss, I don't know, various criminal activities at the federal level.
Okay.
But let's start with a focus on our guests, as we are attempting to do these days. So,
Hell yeah.
So,
Because,
yeah.
oh, no.
No, hit it.
No, I know you typically, about the city, cracking jokes everywhere from Zanies to Laugh Factory.
Oh, yeah.
And beyond. You was just at Second City last night.
Yeah.
And I think that a serious conversation has to be had about the mental health of my friends at night, because we do so much at night.
Oh my God.
We go
Yeah.
on the road, sometimes by ourselves, days, weeks away from our loved ones. And that's on top of life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
when you're not by yourself. I was just
Yeah.
on the road as well with a favorite comedian of mine, and it's just like, it's,
In Indiana, right?
North Carolina, actually.
Nice.
North Carolina.
Shout out P.D. Pablo.
Yeah.
I don't know if people,
Speaking
if
of
you're of
jerseys.
age, you remember P.D. Pablo, but that's very niche.
Hey, I don't know. That should be the city anthem. You know.
P.D. Pablo is not niche, because white kids in middle school got a hold of it, and we're taking a shirt
No,
off, spinning our head. That's not niche at all.
geographically
Helicopter.
niche. Meaning, like,
yeah.
nobody's talking about P.D. Pablo in Minnesota right now, brother. P.D. Pablo was an old, like, you remember that era. Young people look at us like we're weird when we talk about shit like that.
Oh, yeah, well, millennials. We are still the biggest population alive, though, right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fuck
Shout out
'em.
to our parents for fucking so much.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because the economy allowed you to fuck raw back then.
Oh yeah. Take care of whatever come out.
Or
Yeah.
not.
The disrespect of people to be raw dogging right now is crazy, but
You
whatever.
fucking monsters.
Oh God.
How
you
dare you?
You heard we only got 14 years worth of water left. So watch
Yeah.
our ass and drink.
Stock up on Plan B.
I mean, and really, if you in a blue state, you probably got like 4 months left for raw
4
dog
months
for
is-
real. Boy, I put a Plan B on somebody's booty the other day.
Suppository. Hell yeah.
I needed to absorb fast in the system.
You feel me?
He can't do this once Trump take over Chicago. There'll be no more dunking of Plan Bs.
Yeah,
Damn.
well, it's because they'll all be at the State House, but
Ooh.
stocked up for who really needs them. Okay. Well, we will do it. We will focus on our guest.
Okay.
we will find
Focus on time.
we will find it in our hearts. to focus on Ty and mental health. And I know you and Kyrie are so tight. You guys are,
that's the homie.
yeah. And so I know that Kyrie knows quite a bit more about, your story and what you might want to, discuss and bring up here. But we are obviously, mental health advocate is, I think, the suckiest way to say, like, people that are open to discussing mental health, and especially how that relates to whether it's crime or just, being a person in the world, and how that impacts, like, how you move and your emotional regulation and all the things that, like, go into how people relate and do not relate to each other, and I think is a source of all crime, honestly. So what I will say is, obviously we talk a lot about mental health in this pod. Obviously it is also not 100 across the board here. I will even not project onto Kyrie, but speak for myself, right? We're all comics, and when people ask me at least why I'm a comic, I always say because of mental illness, like, period. That's just, like, the fastest response, because it's like we have this need, right, to do this thing, and it's a very abnormal thing to need to do, I think, to get on stage and be like, not only do I need to, like, speak and you to hear my piece, but I need you to laugh at my pain. So I do think mental health in the comedy space is such an important discussion, but again, we can obviously all tie this back to criminal justice. So with all of that in mind, sorry, I had half a Celsius before we started today.
Turn up.
So stop me at any time. Talk to us. I can prompt you some questions, but
yeah, my mental health journey started early. I was diagnosed with depression and slight bipolar, a smidge of bipolar. It kind of runs in the family. Depression on my dad's side, bipolar on my mom's side.
So you mixed?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm sorry. Fuck, we're having a real talk, Harry. Stop. Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's and it's like I've seen it on both sides. What happens and shit. My uncles have a very quick temper. They switch moods really fast. And then my dad, sad dude to me. Like, just seeing him. Certain times I'll see him when he's not seeing me, and he'll just be sitting there, and I'll be like, wow, that's a sad motherfucker right there.
Oh, you said seeing him when he's not seeing me.
Yeah, so, like,
That's actually really deep, ain't it?
Yeah, I thought fucked me up immediately. But you're so right. I mean, I've certainly had depressive states, and don't want to commandeer, but, like, I do feel that sometimes, right? When you're, like, in that bad place, and as you obviously, it sounds like, can relate to, it's like you're not present with people in the room, and that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with how much you love them.
Right.
That shit is deep.
Yeah. So at a young age, I had a temper, very mad little kid, always getting in fights. Like, it was I had to learn how to communicate. Because when I felt something, because I was smarter than the average, so I understood sarcasm. I understood when people were, like, taking jabs at me, and instead of, like, having a sense of humor and, like, joking back or letting it slide, because I'm a kid, stay in the kid's place, I get to swinging, or like, I was antagonistic, like, I talk shit, so I'll talk shit to the point where somebody wants to fight me. So, like, now, I get suspended for a couple days, but I can't get in trouble because I didn't swing first. So it was a lot of shit, like, from when I was in kindergarten all the way up to maybe 6th grade. I think 2nd grade was when things got a little cooler because I got the ass whooping of a lifetime. But
yeah, everybody always remember that one ass whooping. I bet you got it was an unorthodox item, so it wasn't a belt.
It was a belt, but it was a marathon.
Oh!
Marathon.
Can you explain what a marathon ass whooping looks like for our listeners that have never had one?
So I was already in trouble. It was my 2nd day in the new school. The first school already had kicked me out.
Oh yeah, they on your ass.
Yeah,
you got to end up alternative school.
Yeah, so it was my second day, public school, first public school I was in. Which was an eye opener because I was the baddest kid in the other school. I'm in public school now. I'm one of 4.
In the class.
Yeah, and I ain't even the baddest motherfucker.
Because you're not banging yet. And the baddest motherfucker banging already.
Exactly. You get to see the different types because, you got the kid that, is a little dusty, probably comes from a little bit of poverty. Probably
smell like pee a little bit.
Little bit, yeah. He don't brush his hair. He don't get no liners, nothing like that. So it's like a dust bowl upside the top of his head. So, like, that one was the worst behaving. He did shit like walk on the desks and cuss out the teacher, shit like that.
He smell like pee. He ain't got shit to lose.
Which also, like, overshadowed me. Then you had the good kid who always wore the sweater vest and shit like that, always lined up, always clean.
Fucker.
Yeah, but they got into some shit, which I noticed because he'll talk about certain things that the other kids ain't talking about.
Yeah, he was talking about sex first.
Boom. Yeah.
The classrooms are ridiculous. We didn't go to school together. I just know the archetype.
I ain't want to say it, but yeah, he most definitely was the freaky man in the group at fucking what's second grade, 6, 7 years old.
Society one day gonna learn that's not okay for little kids to be that freaky.
I was gonna say,
early.
I do think that all the people that were over sexualized in like middle school, even at my public school in Virginia, it's like a lot of them went to jail. Like, and not necessarily for sexual related crimes.
No, yeah,
it's like a regulation thing or parents or environment, whatever. But yeah, interesting link there. We can come back to that correlation.
So like, I was more of like, defiant. I was random. Sometimes I didn't feel like it. Like if I was bored or if I was confused, I wouldn't ask for help. I'd just shut down. My handwriting was horrible from day one. So like, I'm insecure about my writing. So I sometimes don't even do homework. I'll just learn the thing and be able and pass on class participation and standardized tests. Fill in a circle, answer a question. You got a C average. So like,
you're able to get by with a C average without penmanship. That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, I take it.
I'm serious. That speaks to extreme mental acuity if you cannot write something down well. To be able to move through tests.
I take in information very well, which is what they noticed. And like, like the handwriting shit, because after a while, like I know what I'm writing, but when I look back at it, I can't read it. So it's like, I never really asked for help about it. I just kind of like did without.
But we came up in an era where it wasn't always, where are you and what do you need? Growing up in school in that era was like, yo, if you struggle, you just need an extra whooping or some shit.
Strongest survives.
Yeah, like motherfuckers had real educational situations. Like I always confused J and G. And looking back, I probably was like dyslexic or some shit, but I just got extra whoopings. I didn't actually.
Yes.
Get the help.
Well, I think it was also like we didn't really have like everything I feel like we understand now to be on a scale. Right, on some kind of sliding scale where like I also confuse letters, but I can like read pretty like, so I don't know if that's a degree of dyslexia, right? Because it was like, to me, a dyslexic was like a very specific type of learning disability that was like you cannot write words down, you can't read correctly, like it was so black and white. Right, but like, yes, do you confuse G and J's? Is that a degree of dyslexic? It's like it's a different type of environment now. Almost, I would argue, swung perhaps too far the other way, but that's because we're getting older and our relationship to the younger generation. And I think because of the way that we were taught, right, it's kind of like I definitely still have a little bit of that figure it out because we had to fucking tough through it. And I don't think that's necessarily the right way, but you're totally right. It was a different time.
Yeah.
So do you think that impacted how they looked at you when it came time for you to have those situations later in your teens?
A little bit. In high school, they cared a lot less.
100%.
But I was but in high school, sometimes like when you in certain schools, if you cool with the teachers and they understand like shit about you, they'll let you slide with certain things. There's certain classes I shouldn't have passed. I didn't even show up for class. I only came in for the midterms and finals. Past that, teacher said open book.
Did you just not like school?
Yeah, that, and also, I get bored easily. If I have to sit idle for too long without any type of stimulation or anything I fuck with, I'll go to sleep. I doze off. I doze off in church, doze off in the hall, doze off in school. Like, that was my biggest thing. It was like, oh, Ty's a good student. He's very smart, but he doesn't apply himself or live up to da-da-da-da. And I was trying to finesse my way into special ed. Because special ed niggas get funding. They get they pass regardless.
I'm sorry. In high school, you wasn't trying to get head. You was trying to get into special ed?
I was trying to get special ed in grammar school. In high school, I was trying to figure shit out because like it was
trying to get head. Always with the Snapchat.
Yeah. It was a cultural. It was a cultural shift. In high school, it was a cultural shift because like through grammar school, I only went to Latino schools. My mom spoke Spanish, and surprisingly, like Latino schools or like those schools in those areas are better funded. They have better programs. They have. Yeah, but they still a little bit do. I worked after school and
Did you go to school around here?
Yes.
Back up a little. Okay.
Yeah, I went to 3 different schools. I went to Santa Maria, Adolorada. That doesn't exist anymore. It's a different school. I went to Otis. Otis is still around, and then I went to Anderson, Hans Christian Andersen, which is now Genesis 2 or some shit.
His ass ended up at Juarez.
And were you moving schools because you were moving or school redistricting?
I was a bad kid.
Okay.
I was a bad kid. Yeah. So Santa Maria was a Catholic school, private school, right? It was me and my big sister. My big sister was in 8th grade. I was in kindergarten going to first. So I went to kindergarten and first grade in that school. But after my sister graduated, they was like, they don't need me there anymore. So they sent me to public school, which was Otis, And Otis was a cool school. It was nothing wrong with it. I was just a badass kid, and they had great programs. I learned, what was that? The gym was like, for the younger kids, they had a small gym downstairs, and I was also in football and shit like that. So it was like, really regular. I wasn't as bad as I was in Anderson because of that ass whooping. Plus, I was in therapy. So I had to learn how to do effective communication, how to express myself if I'm uncomfortable, if I don't like something, if I'm sad, stuff like that.
How old were you when you started therapy?
Started therapy. I think it was first grade.
Shut the fuck
Wow.
up.
Yeah.
So you were like 8.
Yeah.
So you damn near had like silver teeth. You was a bad kid. You used to bite
Funny as hell. I didn't bite people. I had a bad attitude. In a Catholic school, it was all Latinos. I was the only black kid technically.
Oh, they were calling you negro.
No. Nobody made it seem weird. Nobody mentioned it.
Moreno?
No. None of that.
I feel like that's
swear to God.
Wow. So they were just worried you were going to hell.
Yeah, or like, and because I was acting up, like, I didn't understand why they handled me with such kid gloves, cause like I was a badass kid.
Wait, now Ty, you a Jehovah's Witness. What the fuck was you doing there?
That was before I was Jehovah's Witness.
You flipped gangs that early in life?
Funny as hell. It's a Catholic school. Why would I be Jehovah's Witness in Catholic school?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Were you ever actually religious?
At one point, yeah.
In the Catholic sense?
No.
Okay.
I just went to school.
You just went to school.
And then I was too young to have the crackers and the juice, so I just sit in mass all mad because I was like, I want some crackers, I want some juice.
Well, I understand now why you were bored. I mean, Catholic mass is
terrible. And then they put that oil
Catholic
on you.
Weddings is like, sorry, I'm unbooked.
I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I think I was so oblivious I couldn't even get molested. It was crazy.
Oh, dog, that's like going to Burger King and not getting the fries.
Man, without the crown,
Honestly.
I was a cute little motherfucker.
Apparently not much.
Man.
You went to Disneyland and didn't get on a ride.
The number of male comedians that are upset that they weren't molested is children in Catholic schools.
You went to Disneyland and didn't get a fucking balloon.
Man. Also, I wasn't easily impressed as a kid. They had a new what do they call it? What they call a pastor in the Catholic Church? They had a new one of those. Yeah. He was in there because like I guess he counted as like there was the principal, which was a lady, Miss Vic, and then they had the preacher of the whole school. And he came in, he took a special liking to me, but I'm not easily impressed. He did magic, and I was pissed off I didn't get the quarter that he was playing with.
I feel like that's a really dark moment in your life.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot to shut us both up that quickly and for that long. That was
I
like
don't
a
know
whole
if you
second for
processed
both of us.
exactly what was happening at that moment.
What you mean? You playing with this fat ass quarter in my fucking face back then with 50 cents you can probably get like 2 bags of chips and a drink. Yeah. That's 94,
At least a
95.
honey bun.
Yeah.
Like half a honey bun, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you get a whole one back then. You know he old as fuck.
I feel like
you funny as hell.
I was going to say by my age it was
Honey buns were like 10 cents, yeah.
So,
old.
Question. I appreciate you sharing that grooming story, by the way.
Funny as fuck.
A failed grooming story, which is good. How do you think all of those scenarios set you up to be put in a mental health institution?
Therapy at 8.
As a teen.
Right.
Yeah,
To come back to therapy at 8.
So they already had a cause of concern.
Sorry. Is this school mandated therapy, or your parents were involved?
My mom was involved.
Okay.
They did suggest counseling because I'm not gang affiliated. My mom wasn't around gangbangers and shit. Like she worked,
but he lived in a terrible neighborhood though.
That's funny as hell. But see, I went.
Is that how you would have identified it?
It wasn't terrible, but I didn't go out that much. I was restricted to the block, so it was all like home. The area I was in, then it was the school and my mom's job, which was Northwestern University Settlement, which is down the street on Milwaukee. It's connected to a school now. But it's basically like a community center where they have Head Start. She was a Head Start teacher. So they have Head Start. Mm-hmm. They have after-school programs. They have all types of different programs for the community, different classes, shit like that.
So it's hyper-localized, which probably spoke to some of the bordom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But, through that program, I got exposed to a lot of things. Like they had a lot of things going to the symphony orchestra. They had a lot of things going to camp. I went to camp a couple years. Summer camp, winter camp. It was all the shit. My mom could get rid of me easily. But... But so I had ideation at that time. Can
you share for our listeners what ideation is short for?
Suicidal ideation. So self-deletion, I guess, for YouTube.
Self-deletion. I actually prefer that better than what's the other?
Offing or
No, oh my God. Yuck.
I think that it's super important for our listeners to understand that there is a difference between suicide ideation and suicidal thoughts. Suicidal ideation is the thoughts without plan of action, and it's super important to know the difference because one will get you hospitalized immediately, while the other one they just kind of allow you to continue to spiral until you get to the other one.
Oh yeah.
Well, because thoughts are, I mean, that is the having had ideation as well. Through various stages of my life, and also having lost someone very close to me to suicide, like there is a difference.
Yeah.
The ideation and thoughts, but even ideation as a child, is wild.
Yeah, they took that very seriously. So the school had a counselor I talked to, and then I also had weekly therapy sessions. And it helped a lot. Like 18 years worth of therapy helps a lot more than you think. Especially for a kid, like an impressionable kid that has to deal with certain emotions. It was important for me to learn what I'm dealing with in my head and how to process it.
Do you remember, and if you at any point you can stop a conversation on this, or you might just not remember because you were a kid, but I'm curious, like, do you remember why you were like thinking about death?
It was a lot of things like I'd see or I'd observe, and I'm like, it'd be like I'd be upset that I can't do something. Because, the way I grew up and the way I was in most things, people expected me to excel in everything. So it was like, I get disappointed in myself when I can't do something. I get real frustrated. And then also, like, the whole reality of, like, growing up, becoming an adult, losing the training wheels. Because adult life looks terrible.
It is terrible.
It fucking sucks. So I'm a kid. I'm seeing this, and they're like, it ain't too long. You'll be grown, and this, and that.
They fucking amped up the anxiety that you were feeling.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, this is the best time, and it's only getting worse.
I was like, I don't
yeah,
want to make it.
That tracks. Yeah, that's very logical.
Can you imagine going through a hard time? They're like, it's only gonna get worse. You're like,
yeah.
I'm fucking get off this roller coaster.
How many adults do that? I mean, that's a very good message to remind adults in the way that they speak to children. It's like, oh, you enjoy your youth. It's like, first of all, not all of adulthood is bad. Like, there's a lot of quote unquote freedom that comes with responsibility, as we can continue to come back to on this podcast. But okay, so we're thinking about it a little bit more than maybe just thinking about it.
So when I get mad or I get real upset, I do something wrong, maybe I have a temper tantrum, because I was big on temper tantrums. I was very big on public displays.
Who are you trying to get? Do you know who you're trying to get attention from?
It was different situations that people bring up. There was I know one situation at school. I got upset about something. I think I was falling asleep in class. I was bored, whatever. I got my sticker for the day, because the reward system was if you do something right, you answer a question right, you finish a assignment early or do it right, you get a sticker. I love the scratch and sniff stickers. I put it on my little pencil box, and I was cool with that. But at a certain point, I'll shut down. I'll chill out, put my head in the desk. Teacher would get real upset about it. So it was one time where she kicked me out the classroom, so I flipped my desk, and she was like, you know what, get out of my classroom, and just get out of my classroom. So I stood outside the classroom, and I walked out the front door. So it's like I had those moments where it was like I tweak.
Okay, so less of a conscious. I mean, obviously, when you get that angry, and I can relate. I have a bit of an anger problem myself, but you're not necessarily super conscious about who you're trying to respond to, react to, whatever. But in retrospect, do you know what you were trying to accomplish?
No, I just feel away and do stuff. Yeah.
So how did this lead to you being hospitalized, though?
So that's way into high school. So
I saw that. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, that's way in the future. So we're talking about second grade, first grade, right there.
I feel like you was in a system almost to get set up for this, because you were already getting help earlier. It's as if they helped set them up.
What do we call that? Is it a school to prison
pipeline? Okay. Maybe we should coin that phrase.
Almost.
Is it an arrow?
But I wasn't gang banging. I wasn't in the street, so they figured more pushing me towards therapy and counseling and stuff like that.
Medicine.
Yeah. To kind of
Was you already on meds this whole time?
Yeah. So the Ritalin, the Zoloft and stuff like that
did not help. It actually led him further into the system.
I avoided it. I wasn't never usually what's
your
the word?
medication?
Yeah, I was never consistent with it. Yeah. So you know, I'm in and out and shit. Nobody asked me if I was taking my medication. Nobody made sure I was taking my medication.
I mean, you grew up in a black household. They probably wasn't taking their medicine either.
Funny
Nobody's
as
taking
hell.
their medicine.
They got a
From
medicine.
fucking
They got a
kids all the way
medicine
to
cabinet full of
grandparents.
everything.
Some shit they took 2 times and they just kept the bottle.
Man, you go through any black person basement. There's 10 of Oxy, whatever the fuck.
Walgreens in that motherfucker.
Man.
CVS.
I still have a bottle of Lexapro from 2010.
You fucking holding out on me, huh?
Oh
You're not a
God!
real friend.
Right? Ah!
Probably expired. Yeah.
Only comedians bully their friends for prescription.
Right.
Truly, I have been bullied about some of this stuff. This pain meds after I got in that accident and
Yeah, you
stuff.
sure didn't
I
share
will
none of that
not
shit.
deal.
Phony as
I
hell.
had an ex that I lost to suicide from addiction shit. Like, you know, it's not about to be me.
Right.
I
Selfish.
respect everyone's right to consume. You can put whatever the fuck up your nose you want, but it's not coming from me. I'll tell you that.
So between them at that time and when I got put in was just life. So, you know, went to those different schools. I graduated from Gonzalez Academy. Then I went to Best Practice, which is it's called Chicago Bulls college prep now. And yeah, it was a pretty ratchet school. It was like 1.5 floors because we shared with a middle school and a grammar school, elementary. You know, every principal was stealing. We had, in the 3 years I was there, each principal stole from the school. So we had like 4 principals within 3 years.
Nice.
You know, motherfuckers was just doing whatever. There was niggas that dropped out that was still hanging out in the school.
I feel like at that era, because of the way the world was, society allowed a lot of shit that is just frowned upon now.
Oh,
like 20-year-olds kicking it on campus is frowned on
Exactly.
now. But we knew it to be normal. We like,
Exactly,
yo,
yeah.
I can't wait for these dudes to like hit 25 so they can stop fucking on the girls
Get
here.
out of here, man. What security?
ain't
What are you
competing with
doing? You
these-
know this nigga old.
I mean,
too
R.
old.
Kelly was moving without much cover.
Man,
R. Kelly was doing that shit so long, he shot at my mama when she was in high school.
goddamn.
When I tell you I have a vendetta against this motherfucker, this is why I won't. Nobody can tell me to ease up on R. Kelly. No, fuck you.
Keep him locked up.
This is a generational hatred. This is some Anakin Skywalker
Not-
shit. Like,
Not in the
fuck
name
you.
of love. Not for Kyrie.
I was pissed at graduation. They talking about fly like
I
an
believe I
eagle.
can fly. Funny as
Fly
hell.
to
my
hell.
God. That is the only song that hurts to let
And
go for me.
what did we do?
but-
We did Greatest of All Time.
See, that's
World's
what I'm saying.
Greatest,
It's
yeah.
Oh wow, God, that song's good.
when you think
Fuck
about how
me.
society groomed kids to go for R. Kelly, we could talk about like how dark that was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, you got little kids like, I can't wait to meet him. And I'm like, I bet he can't wait to meet
Hell
us.
nah,
either.
he never seemed like I liked his music, but he never seemed like a nigga I wanted to hang out with.
No, because he's the competition.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
for
fuck?
real. Hell yeah.
Ugh.
He got everything. He got money. He got cars. He got a place of his own. I still, gotta ask my mama for chip money.
So fast forward into Chip Money High School
Chip
time.
Money High
How did
School.
you end up shifting from on meds, occasionally taking therapy, doing the things to flip? Now you
And you
got
were
to.
reactive, it sounds like, but also in like it sounds like spurts. Like
Yeah.
it didn't lead. I mean, to my knowledge, you have not been incarcerated.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, technically, wouldn't it count as incarceration?
Something like that. If you didn't get through that, it was because I was the only kid there I was one of 3. One actually attempted. The other one said he was going to do it. And then me, I had a moment.
So
I had a moment in school.
was the
And
moment?
tell us
Was it with
where you're
therapists,
talking
or-
about, because I do know just that piece.
Yeah.
But-
So I was in high school. What year was it? I think it was 08. A lot. No, it was 09 because I was already going through shit. Nope, it was 08. It was 08 because I was supposed to graduate in 08. Didn't have enough credits for real, so I was demoted to like being a junior. I had
And that
transferred.
shit
Yeah.
Triggered some shit.
So I was demoted to like a junior, and it was like I was doing night school. I was doing all the extra credit shit, but I needed two classes to pass. I needed a social studies class and I needed a Spanish class, one of each. And what they did was they made one of the classes a morning class and the other class the last class. So my first class and my last class was the only 2 classes I needed to pass.
Which means you had to be there the whole day, which pissed you off.
I was so pissed. Once I passed the Spanish class and got my credit, I just stopped.
Was that intentional or just that work out schedule wise?
I
Like,
didn't
they were
ask.
Like, this kid needs to be in school.
I think so.
or- Yeah.
Cause like
Probably.
and like
And you cared enough to go, but you cared enough you wanted to pass. it
Yeah,
sounds
I was
like.
because my mom wanted me to walk the stage. I was fine with getting the GED or going to Job Corps because I was like, whatever, I'd rather go into the workforce, get some bread, than deal with this school shit. Because I'm 19, bitch. What the fuck? Around a bunch of children. Once I turned 18, I was like, I can't call out none of these bitches. I'm just in school.
This is what I say.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, are we being real about like the Freudian nature of growing up? Like, because you know what? No, so on the flip side, as a young man, you know what helped? Seeing college, and I was like, yo, I want to get here because they like, you know what I mean? They got all their teeth. This shit is amazing. They not gang banging.
Right.
None of the girls try to stab me. This shit different. I need
different.
to get here. What do I need to do to get here? You want me to do that homework shit?
Right.
Like, let's figure it the fuck out. You steady talking about this ACT shit, whatever.
Right.
You know, I don't give a fuck. Let's do it because I need to get here where the girls got teeth. So
right.
I feel you. You see, I'm on the north side. I'm still looking for women with teeth.
You feel me? All of them, even the little back ones. You can get.
Well,
you can lose the wisdom
if they
teeth,
don't got
like,
that, I gotta go because that's just my auntie.
Funny as fuck.
So about the, well, I don't know.
The moment.
Do we call that incarceration or what?
Something like that. I mean, I had to go. You know
what happened?
Okay,
so,
tell us the story.
So I had a moment. I woke up and I was like, today's the day. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it.
So you woke up with that thought?
Yeah.
With not an ideation, a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I know this one dude. His name was Mike. Tall white dude, wore the black trench coat with the fat boots. I thought he'd be the perfect person to talk to. Kind of like profiling because he was the only white dude in the school.
Nice. But he had the boots for.
Oh yeah. If he wasn't shooting people, he was gonna come to school and do it. So it was like, that was on my mind about it.
White people aren't gonna shoot other people. We are gonna think about shooting ourselves.
Exactly.
There's one thing about us.
So
I heard dedication.
So which was stupid. I was in
we're gonna be violent.
I was in a Latino school full of Mexicans that do that. So I was like, I could ask them. They like me, enough to be like, oh hell yeah, I'll hook you up, broski.
Can I ask? Sorry if I'm beating it because it sounds like it might just be a different kind of day. But like you woke up. Was there a trigger for this thought that was like, it's today?
I just thought today was the day.
Okay.
It wasn't like something bad happened or whatever.
Maybe like a build.
I did just lose my virginity. It was a whole moment,
You wanted to clock out after you lost it?
Hell yeah. I was like,
it's because you couldn't get no more. You was like, yo, this shit is actually dangerous. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Funny as hell.
Like I checked that off the list and now I can go?
I was a rebound. Oh,
you got your fucking feelings hurt the first time.
And I liked her. Oh,
you fucking
really
sucker.
Liked her. Like, I still like her, but like she's got a family now. Yeah.
Oh, so you got your heart broken?
A little bit.
First
Something
nut?
like
Oh,
that.
it is so hard. I've certainly had suicide ideation when I got cheated on when I was 16. I was like, I'll kill him and me, like today, and everybody around.
Virgos, bro.
Everybody that knows about
she
it.
Said
it's
everybody
so
that's
hard.
involved.
Funny as
What if you was
hell.
just around?
Just around.
It's so hard.
You could have put in a good word for me.
Imagine you just drinking water, you gotta die because you heard
Oh God,
the conversation.
everybody.
Okay.
Like, oh, where y'all fucking? And now
But,
you gotta die.
also, it was complicated feelings. Plus, like every girl I liked outside of her.
Yeah, we're not trying to minimize this
Yeah,
situation.
every girl I liked outside of her was like they liked me more as like a friend.
Ooh.
I wasn't in that sexy moment. Like girls loved me, they didn't like me, so I ain't get what I wanted out the situation, like love.
Yeah, I mean, there is so much to be said, and I truly mean no disrespect for y'all, but there's so much to be said about boys at that age not getting fucked in high school. I mean, it's every single tech CEO that doesn't give a fuck about humanity. It's every single one. It's just getting heartbroken, or I guess your pee-pee hurt or whatever,
hurt.
or not
Funny.
hurt enough. I don't know, like what the words.
Not hurt enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't hurt
Not
enough
beat
for
up.
sure. Smack it a couple times,
Right.
punch it, uppercut.
Not-
I do it.
Not attended to and hurt, whatever. But like there is like Scott Galloway is writing a book on this, one of the hosts of the Pit podcast, and I'm like very tapped in on that about like not just like what masculinity looks like today, but like what has happened to men and boys and like the things that. Because even as much as I give you guys shit, like we were talking right before the podcast started, where I was like, if your testosterone, if your need to fuck was reduced at all, like what would that feel like? Like, and of course you guys wouldn't even know, right? Like, and it's such an interesting component to, I think, emotional sort of regulation and hormonal balance, like in your bodies, in the same way it is for women and like periods and all the things that we go through to reproduce as well. But it's just like the sexual component is so taboo, I think, sometimes to talk about, that it's like, we're like, oh, you got your heart broken or whatever, but it's like there's so much more to that moment.
Yeah, and
that
I wasn't.
It inspired you to maybe think today's the day.
Yeah, and I wasn't in full grown mode. I was like 6 feet tall. So I'm in my new tall body. I'm all lanky and clumsy and wobbly. Yeah.
And you guys are defined by your sexual identity to a degree, right?
Yeah,
Like that's,
a bit.
A lot of it.
There wasn't too much pressure. Everybody was kicking it. I understand. I was in a Mexican school, so everybody in that bitch holding hands and whatnot.
I mean, we
not the hands in the back pocket.
Yo, God, they were.
The PDA be so fucking
man.
much.
They kissing in the hallway and shit. It was.
at the locker.
Man.
And they're just walking like,
Yeah,
and you sitting there like, what the fuck is my person?
Man.
I hated the pocket less than this. This one where you're just
when they
like,
hook arms?
No. This one, but like when you're.
Oh, yeah. They blocking the whole hallway.
No.
You got to get around them and shit. It's fucking nuts. So you seeing all this going on.
Brother.
You can't get your one. All the girls who love me are on the internet, so they across the seas. Might even be a dude.
100% was a man. Like one of those people was a man.
That was like
could it be-
45%,
Could it be
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a word we could use for this that would be like lonely?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It's almost like the
Like not-
pre-exposed. Like it's like he was the beginning of an epidemic.
That's what I'm getting at a little bit here, and just to be clear, for women, I know we have a heavy male listener base, but as the woman on this podcast, like obviously we are over-identified sexually, and there's like a whole other component to that. But while we are speaking on you and your story, I
Yeah.
do like the loneliness sort of was even a generation before. It's obviously getting worse, but okay, not to again.
No, understandable.
Macro your individual stories.
Yeah, so
but
that was the day. I was feeling frisky, and
Even to this day, you downplay it.
I keep trying to bring it back to being like, okay, but we'll come back. But
Frisky.
you say frisky, and now we're fucked.
Because
and,
okay,
I went and I asked Mike. I asked Mike for if he had one. And
okay. Now one being
again.
there we go. Just wanted to clear the
thing
space.
lane, you know. And he was like, what's going on, man? You got a problem with somebody? We'll beat his ass together, man. Well, Mike is such a good guy. Saved my life. But like, he was like, what's wrong, bro? We could beat their ass. Also, I think Mike was also almost 19, 20. There was a couple of grown people in that school, and they all had weird things going on with them.
That's why they was 19 or 20 in high school.
And I did not want to be associated with it, you know, because I was like, this is wrong. I know we still like in that high school adult area, but like, nah.
Yeah, it get really messy.
Oh yeah. So like, yeah, he was real concerned. He was like, we need to beat their ass, yeah, but I don't want you to go out like that, bro. You cool. I don't want you doing none of that. I ain't think nothing of it. I left him alone. He was like, I'm gonna talk to you later. So I'm thinking he gonna pull some strings, talk to some people, you know, do his white man magic. I don't know. And I'm in class. I forgot what class. I think it was Chicago history. And I got called up to the counselor's office. I ain't never met the counselor in this school. I had my own counselor, you know, funded by the state. I was on my mama insurance. Mm-hmm. So like I talked to the school counselor and Mike in there with her.
All right, they're not even supposed to have Mike in there if he informant. They're not supposed to bring y'all face to face. This is terrible procedure.
He had the most concerned face I ever seen on a motherfucking face in my life. He's like, yeah, Michael told me that, you know, you're having, you know, issues and stuff like that, and you blah, 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 blah. And usually when I'm caught, I'll just admit to it. Ain't no point in lying about what I needed it for, because what I needed it for was probably a little less dramatic than what they assumed I needed it for.
So there's some juice for to come blow that motherfucker up.
Yeah. Or somebody. Like, I had an issue with somebody, so I was like, you know what, this is what I had planned or whatever. It was like, okay, we're going to call your mom, have her come in. My mom came. They talked to my mom a little bit and like, hey, we take these things seriously. He's already confirmed this is what he wants to do with what he wants to do with. So we're going to have to get him institutionalized. So I didn't even go home that day. I went straight from school to Hartgrove.
What is Hartgrove for people who don't know?
It's a mental institution. I was lucky enough to go in the new building. The old building was like deep out west, hidden in the shadows and shit like that.
Oh wait, you wasn't out west with it when you went to that?
It was still out west. It was the one that was off of Central. But
so you went when the old building is new and it was a building. Okay,
yeah.
So for correction, he went so long ago that a building that is commonly known was the new building.
Yeah, it was a white building. So before they had a fat, ugly ass brown building. Yeah,
building, bro.
And every
like
time you pass that bitch, they be like, "Yeah, you don't want to go there. That's the Audi home." They spit
actually
on you.
A big fact.
Yeah,
actually.
They was on your ass in there. So you know, I was in a new building, new facility, new everything and stuff like that. I talked to psychiatrists there. So you know, I talked to him about everything that was going on with me, and he signed off on me. I got put in there. So by the end of the day, I was in scrubs. I was like one of three boys
so
there.
Committed.
Yeah, I was committed. So I was
so did they tell you how long you gonna be there?
No. I was a kid, so they could, and I had insurance. They'd try and keep you in that bitch forever.
Wait, did you just tell me that the pipeline is somehow fueled by insurance?
Yes.
And who makes money? Okay.
So like motherfuckers had the public aid insurance. So like, for the right reason, they keep your ass in there. Your bed costs per day.
Guaranteed money per day, and the release is dependent on whatever they say.
Exactly. Now,
so how long were you there?
I was there for like a week and a half. I got out on my 18th birthday.
And how how much of that time do you feel like did you benefit from your time at all there?
I felt delayed because I missed out on a lot of school. Then I had to explain to niggas who really cared, like where I went and what I was doing.
Because people gonna ask when you
But
come
I mean,
back.
you said that Mike saved your life.
Yeah.
So it did delay some, whether it's just him and his, okay, let me ask the question. Was it the disappointment in his eyes that sort of changed was it the actual institution? Because you're here.
At the time, I was pissed. I felt like Mike was a op. Like, how dare you stop my process?
Sure,
you know, you took me out of my life and kind of.
You broke my trust.
Yeah, and like now I thank him. I guess whatever. But
Damn, whatever.
but like in the long run, he did help me out. I don't know his last name. I could look up like the graduating classes or whatever, for that school at that time. But yeah.
So you went, and was it like you walked through the door and you were like, well, can't fucking be this again, or what was the?
I had a moment probably 3-4 days in. It was a weekend because we had gotten locked down because motherfuckers was being a little rowdy.
Wait, so that's a term that's typically associated with prison and jail. So you were in this place where children go when they're having mental health crises, and they use terminology from places where felons and convicted people of crimes go. Interesting.
Yeah, 3 hots in a cot.
Another jail term.
We had council group sessions. We had our solo sessions. Some people acted up. When you act up, you get the booty juice.
I'm sorry. Can you explain what? Well, I'm familiar with it. Now that I'm around other people, it is actually gross. But explain what you mean.
So if you act out and you act a little irrational, there are a lot of dudes were there for violent shit. So like they had real temper tantrums, and these motherfuckers was like,
these are kids though.
Yeah,
the kids they big as fuck.
They big. I was 17 going on 18. These niggas was 15 going to 16. We the same size. I'm 5'11", 6 feet. Yeah. These motherfuckers 6'3". He 15 years old. Voice deep as hell.
Throwing motherfuckers off of him.
Nigga.
Ooh, it get real.
It's nothing scary than seeing a big ass motherfucker in scrubs and them ugly ass motherfucking slippers just walking down the thing slow as hell. I was cool because like my roommate wasn't there for anything violent. I think he had some issues. He had an argument with his family. His name was Prince. His mom named him after Prince. Cool dude. I shared my books with him because I was the only one that got books. And like, yeah, it was interesting because there was 3 of us. We were the Suicide Squad. It was me.
Fuck, that's hilarious.
It was me.
Kathryn, that's a good one.
Incredible.
All right, I'm sorry.
It was me, Moses, and
Moses.
Yeah, Moses. Yeah, Moses.
This is an interesting biblical
walking
story.
through the halls, let my people go.
Yeah, and
Wow.
and Quintez. So Moses was Mexican.
Celsius.
Quintez was black. Moses eventually followed through with it. He was the one that, he was the one that attempted
was
it.
Disrespectful as fuck.
It's okay. He would have laughed.
You get green later because knowing we didn't know.
He would have laughed.
You're still wrong, but it's not that wrong.
It's okay. He would have laughed at it. He had
probably still might be.
Yeah, he might still be like, yeah.
I know the darkest people still
Yeah,
have that
he
sense
was
of
there
humor.
because he actually attempted it. They brought him back to life and dropped him off at Heart Girl.
Ooh, you don't understand the anger that I
Moses.
would fucking feel. Oh, bro, I'd be so fucking mad.
Oh yeah. So I saw the pictures and shit he threw up and all that. It was fucked up. And
So he tried pills?
No, he cut himself.
Oh.
Yeah, big cuts, crisscross, applesauce. Yeah.
Oh, crisscross.
Like length too. That's
It was fucked up. So he had the.
But that also means he was researching. He kind of didn't. That wasn't.
He was
a
on that.
newbie.
Yeah,
that wasn't a
nigga
new
that's
thing.
on that. I thought I was on that. No, he's on that.
Yeah.
For real. So it was me, Moses, and Quintez. We were cool. We all kind of got cool. It was a little bit of a community. It's all boys, so we weren't really on bullshit. You know, we had nobody argued. We had like rap battles. There was some people that just didn't want to participate, didn't want to bother. But it was kind of like that space before you get locked up.
100%.
So it's like, okay, if they got the insurance and it seems like they can get helped, send them here.
If they have the insurance.
Yeah, anybody paying cash for that? It's expensive.
But if they do not have the insurance,
Locked up.
immediately.
It was a decent mix. Everybody didn't seem too fucked up because everybody kind of stuck to their medication. There was a couple people that cheeked their shit.
I'm sorry. That is another term for people who are aware. Explain to the listeners what it means to cheek that shit.
For Tyler, not for me.
Not for me.
So
Tyler
basically-
over there on his phone like, fuck, I got to spend on this.
Because you got to swallow your pills and you got to show your tongue. so that they know that you swallowed your pill. So what they do is they'll stuff it in the back of their cheek, a little bit under their gums. So when they open their mouth and put their tongue up, there's nothing there. So like,
I know there's a term for that. My brother used to do it with his vitamins. A week we found out.
Cheeking that shit.
So yeah, they would and like I would see that shit because I'm looking at everything. So motherfuckers like walk out the line, loop, put it in their pocket.
Oh, they savage.
Yeah.
You still got to put it in the trash.
Yeah.
You still got to get it out of there.
Just flush that bitch.
So is this still like sort of the moment that you're coming to, like you're like,
yeah, this was before.
I'm not like this.
Yeah, it was before. It was before I broke. So I broke. It was like maybe 4 or 5 days in. It was a Saturday. We were on lockup, and it was like in the middle of the night. I didn't know what time it was because they didn't really have clocks.
What else did they do?
They didn't have clocks in a mental institution. I feel like that would make you fucking crazy.
There were certain places, but it weren't in our rooms.
You know what time it is?
It wasn't in our rooms. It wasn't in the hallway.
There's
It's usually in the community room, the game room, or like the TV room.
Yep, and the area where they basically just do the paperwork. So like, yeah.
But that's where the nurses and shit at. That don't really count.
Exactly. So
and were you locked? Sorry, I continue to interrupt, but I'm trying to get like an idea of the story and the visual and the environment or whatever that's like leading you to this moment. Were you contained in a room? Like, were you locked in a room and if so, was it night? How many hours of the day? Were you allowed to move freely? Because again, you're 17. These kids are 15, 14. Like, this is a child's mental rehabilitative institute is what I bet they was labeled.
Yeah, it's a young adult, kids and young adults.
Okay.
So if I they were trying to convince me to stay because I was 18 and still under the insurance. They were like, you could stay and just transfer to the adult section.
Ugh.
And the motherfucker was like, hell no, niggas steal your food, they'll stab you up, all that shit. Niggas is real crazy up there. So I was like, nah, I'll leave. So I left on my birthday. But
only because he could check himself out. If you was not turning, brother, you would have still been there.
They would have had my ass in there, yeah. And but yeah, it was rooms, but they were open. They were pretty clean. Okay. Beds hard as hell. Sheets ugly as fuck. They had like hard sheets. I ain't had no comforter. So like, to pass the time, my mom sent me some books, some James Patterson shit, and some Calvin and Hobbes because that's my favorite.
That boy had a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably why you was the only one with books, because motherfuckers not sending you shit there, boy. So you getting sent some shit. Man, you was one of the few people with something.
Man, it's like I had literature. Like if motherfuckers who had family that cared about them, they got jogging pants. So you had to wear your scrubs.
Because it would be fucking cold.
Yeah, had your thighs out. Them you can't wear
the gowns.
Yeah, you gotta wear the gowns. And so they were like, yeah, you can get shorts and jogging pants as long as you take the strings out. And so
why can't you have the strings, Ty?
Suicide. Or self-deletion.
Self-deletion, damn. Okay.
All of this sounds so jail-like.
A little bit. It was a little jail-like, but the door was open. They didn't have a door.
For the main room?
For our rooms. So each room, it was just a room with no door.
Interesting.
Yeah, you had 2 kids. There was a shower in the room. We took turns showering and shit. The bathroom was pretty clean, pretty dope. Ain't nobody do no crazy shit. There was one crazy kid. And then, they talked to us about him because he was really tweaking. He would try and steal sporks from lunch. Now you got niggas who probably killed somebody in there. You got motherfuckers
Y'all didn't have plastic ones?
We did.
Oh.
But still, we throw our sporks in the garbage after lunch. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner and shit. He in breakfast stuffing that shit in his ankle. The most gangster of everybody. The motherfucker that everybody go to when shit need to be done. He was like the pod leader. That's a jail term. But he was like, yeah, we was all cool with him. He had the booty juice the most. Him and another dude. But like he was he spotted it and he told. He was like, yo, this nigga putting a spork in his sock.
Because he finna shank the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah, he was on that little ugly motherfucker. And then that was another situation where.
Because even the plastic, you can hit the other side.
Yeah.
Like you hit that hard enough.
Yeah, a spork hurts.
Yeah.
So
take that to somebody no matter what.
Yes. Yeah. So it was another situation with that kid. He pulled his dick out on this kid we call Squirrel Boy.
Squirrel Boy pulled his dick out, or somebody pulled their dick out on Squirrel Boy?
Somebody pulled their dick out on Squirrel Boy.
Poor Squirrel Boy.
Poor Squirrel. Man. Squirrel Boy, you know what? I don't know. Because Squirrel Boy was there he was one of the motherfuckers that he didn't want to talk about why he was there.
Oh, which means it was fucked up.
It was super fucked up. Because first he was talking about how, like, I think he shot a squirrel with a BB gun.
Oh, no. You might want to check on where Squirrel Boy is at right now.
So we called him Squirrel Boy because, like, that was the only story he told us, but that wasn't the story he was in there for. So we was like, you fucked that squirrel.
Sure not. I think he killed another animal. I think he probably killed somebody's dog.
Or a person.
Animal necrophilia is crazy. And so for teens in a
kill.
mental health hospital, say you out the fucking dead squirrels, it's hilarious, but like also situationally go.
But we all city niggas. He like all the white kids came from the suburbs except Ice. What we call him? We call him Sub-Zero. We got there was two white kids, probably one Mexican.
Y'all nicknames are amazing.
Yeah, so there was Squirrel Boy. Squirrel Boy was there fucking the squirrel. We say and then,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We need comment from the squirrel.
Look, he'd rather be known as the nigga that fucked the squirrel than what he actually did. So
do you understand what you did to something?
Yes.
Where you like, Joe, sex with the squirrel is easily the best thing that you know about me.
He fucked with it. And then there was Sub-Zero. He was another white dude. He was pretty cool. We call him Sub-Zero because he had scars on his face because when he got put in was because he had in a fight with his brothers and sisters. So his face was all scratched up. So he looked like Sub-Zero.
Yeah, y'all was actually not good people while y'all was incarcerated, actually.
Kids are kids.
Yeah, kids.
Well, okay. First of all, what was your name? Secondly, we will get you back to the moment. We continue to do it. It's our fault.
I was just Taiwan. I went by my full name.
Oh, yeah, you was really locked up.
That was back when So I'll go to the day I broke. It was a Saturday night. We was in lockup. So, like, I wasn't tripping because I had my Calvin and Hobbes. We got our food in our rooms. They check our vitals in the morning. Like, they'll wake, like, I think they wake up us up at 6. They check our vitals, then we go to sleep till 8, and that's when breakfast. And then, but it was a Saturday night. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm sitting here just realizing like what I'm doing and where I'm at. Like I'm looking outside at the chicken spot across the street.
On Roosevelt?
Yeah. Look at that spot. And like I just start bawling. I'm talking about it's the biggest cry I've had to this day.
Probably in your life, yeah.
I ain't never been inconsolable since then. I was fucked up. I went out there. Just happened. My primary doctor or my primary counselor or whatever for the program was there. She worked nights because they told me what her name was, but I ain't never seen her because the morning people handle certain shit and she was the only one not there. So she just happened to be there when I broke down. So I left my room. I walked to the front desk and I was like, I don't know. I'm feeling real down right now. I'm not feeling good. You know, I'm breaking down and shit. She talked to me. I forgot what we talked about. It was so long ago. And I calmed down. And that day I don't know. I guess I came to a revelation where it's like, I'm here. I might as well make the best of this situation. Have fun. You know, don't cause too much of an inconvenience to others, and just do what I do. You know, and not really worry about that anymore. Like, yeah, the thoughts still creep in. I feel useless sometimes. I feel super sad, but like, you know, it's a promise I made to myself that I'm gonna just stay until I'm not here.
A promise you made to yourself is super powerful. Have you ever heard about almost like a community pet or like a family pet? No. You never heard of people who have faced ideations or thoughts and like people come together so that you make a contract or an agreement to not do anything to harm yourself? That's a thing that I even did a pet, but like I fell out with everybody in my pet.
Funny as hell.
And to Kathryn's point, I didn't spiral that way. I was like, I kill all y'all. Fuck that. Like, no. So, not everybody spirals the way they're supposed to spiral.
Man.
But it is a thing.
But
that
pact with yourself is the most powerful one.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, it is very important.
Yeah.
Were you, and here's what I'll say on that, a pact with yourself also I think that you are very verbal about and that you are public about is even more powerful. Did you call your mom and you're like, I'm ready to get out of here? Like, what were your next steps after you were like, okay, for whatever reason, I feel different now?
I was ready to get out. Most definitely. I think I only did like 1 or 2 visiting days. I think they didn't allow the visiting days too much. I think it was like maybe twice a week. But you get phone calls every day. And, you know, there's like, you know, sometimes you can break away and call your family if you need something, or there's like the designated phone call time where it's like they can call you and be like, hey, you got a call. And because we're having like movie night. So we're watching a movie and shit like that, chilling. And they had a bunch of shit going on. You know, it was like we had our own solo sessions. We had group sessions. We had homework time. Worst homework time ever. I am 17. I'm a junior in high school. It's my 4th year, and y'all giving me fucking crossword puzzles. Y'all giving me, you know, connect the dots science projects. You giving me added, subtraction, multiplication. You know, and then they're like, oh, that all goes towards your schooling. So we're gonna send the information to your school so that you don't miss out on that homework.
And we both know. Y'all lying like a motherfucker.
It actually did. It counted towards. I passed one of the classes that I barely showed up to because of that. Yeah.
Wait, they like sent the homework over and they
sent the credit towards the homework. Yeah, to the school.
They did good.
Yeah, but I mean,
Sounds like some of the counselors and part of this institution was actually functioning correctly.
Oh yeah, they're very good people. There was a couple. There was one. I forget all their names. There was one. She was thick as hell. I loved her.
What did I tell you? I told you. This is how I fucking
What
brain
did I
is wired.
fucking tell
I mean,
you?
look,
wired. Can't help it. We're
a bunch of teenagers, little teenage
I know.
boys.
I get it.
That's
I
just
give you a
You
hard,
don't
I give you a
remember
hard
who
time,
saved
but
you.
it's
Remember how
like,
she was
we're,
shaped?
we're all animals.
man.
I don't remember her name, but she was thick as fuck.
Man, it was wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's disrespectful.
I remember one time, one of them walked past, like she walked to the end of the hallway for whatever reason, because it's a one-way hallway. It's like
You're like, I want to stay alive.
yeah, it was a window at the end of the hallway.
I can relate.
She walked.
That's some relatable shit. Like, I'll stick around.
It's
See
so
what's
crazy.
Going on.
It's so crazy.
Hopefully.
She walked all the way to the end of the hallway for whatever reason, because there's no like way out. It's just that hallway, a window.
patrol.
It's the way back. Everybody peeked their head out.
Like a barbershop.
Yes, everybody peeked their head. I looked out because when she walked past, I looked out, and then I
They
see
say
6'5"
save lives.
I see 6 other niggas with their head out. I'm like, y'all crazy.
You know what though? People talk shit. That's a bonding moment though.
Man.
'Cause everybody look at everybody like, you saw that shit. Boy. I saw that shit.
She all like, let me get out of here because I didn't know this was gonna happen. Huh?
Like, man, we are all 18.
Okay, so were you vocal about it, or were you just like, it's time for me to get out of here, and that's all everyone needs to know?
Yeah, they were like, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Cause you could always go into the adult section, or we could pull some strings and you could stay down here with the kids for a little bit longer since you made friends and shit.
They
like,
to give your ass extra sessions just to make sure. Like,
right?
You sure?
Hey, get me the fuck out of here. I was gone on my 18th birthday. I didn't even tell. That's what got me into the habit of not telling people it's my birthday, or not like making a big deal of my birthday, because it was like they didn't even know. They just knew I was leaving. And people in and out. It's like life. You see motherfuckers you just met yesterday. Today they day to go. Or because certain, like, okay, so the public aid I had, it going forever, but certain other people have their parents' work insurance. You got 2 weeks in that bitch before we gotta let you go. So there was one kid, he escaped. Him and his homie escaped, and it was his day to leave.
He didn't know though.
He did. He was being a dummy. He stole one of the counselor's badges, because you need a badge.
That shit raw. I'm not
to
gonna
sign.
lie to you.
Hell yeah.
Remember Fang Fire story about him burning the mental health spot?
Yeah.
Hey, look.
They got out that bitch, and then they came back because his parents was waiting for him.
Yeah, man.
And
You
then,
gotta have your plans.
but
I
they-
wasn't going home.
But niggas
though.
went through so much shit. There was somebody there who he was with his cousin. His cousin was cool, fast talking ass nigga, and he was there because he had issues. I'm pretty sure he fought, but he was like not too verbal because he was laced. So
that's a big thing.
Yeah, so
that is a huge thing.
He's 16, and like somebody hit him with that leaf. Now,
do you know enough about leaf to tell people listening what leaf is?
so it's basically a blunt dipped in embalming fluid.
And it make people get really aggressively psychosis is violent.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see a violent side. I guess he was downed a little bit, but like he didn't talk too much. He was funny as hell though.
God damn it.
He was funny as hell. Like we waiting for our phone call, so he outside the community room right outside the window, and like he just started footworking.
So when you out west and you
Yes.
see random dancing, this brother's off some drugs.
He was off this shit. He was funny as he's cognitive, but like he couldn't talk too much. He didn't speak in sentences or anything. He could listen. He could respond.
What was
but,
his
like,
nickname?
I forgot most of them niggas' names. I only remember Squirrel Boy and Sub-Zero because like they got stories connected to their shit. And the boy who whipped his dick out on Squirrel Boy. I don't remember his name, but after that he got transferred.
Oh yeah, once you start getting sexual in there, they got to get you.
Yeah,
out.
it was like you gotta go to a facility, young man.
Yeah, no, because you insurance liability. You gonna do some nasty shit.
You scaring all the other niggas.
So what's interesting is I know we've kind of been talking about this, at least the start of like being truly locked up in this institution, like you're forcibly taken, and even if not physically, what was the word that I used?
Incarcerated.
Yeah, I mean certainly, and against your will at the time. It sounds like you didn't want to go in there.
I didn't cause a scene, but I thought about it and I was like, okay, I like in the long run when I was sitting there, especially when I broke, I was like, I was being a little dramatic.
Right, but also what I'm kind of trying to get to in terms of a question is like I am laying up this question in a very specific way, but like the idea that this was actually rehabilitative, you were actually able to have a, whether it was or not, and there's a lot of nuance and gray there, and I'm not saying like yay for putting kids in mental institutions. Like I don't know that I have a fucking opinion on that, but like to a degree, right? Some parts of whether it's your counselors or being there or not wanting to be there, and it being a mental, like, quote unquote institution versus jail,
right?
Like, and it's not to say like you didn't commit, that you committed a crime or you should have gone to jail, but just like they're like the polar opposite of what we put people through in a specifically punitive system,
right?
Like, because by the way, if you had gotten a hold of something and even asking about something, like it's not like that wasn't like, that wasn't like cool,
yeah,
and there could have been a minute, and like, not to shout out Mike again or whatever, but like that could have gone a different way, and your life could have gone very differently from there, even if you hadn't executed on the thoughts. It could have like turned, and I don't know. I don't know why I feel like I need to make the point that jail, but I'm curious as to like what your thoughts are on sort of the whole experience as a whole, and then do you have thoughts? Yeah, I'm kind of putting my thoughts out there, obviously, but not into your mouth, and then what your thoughts are on like incarceration.
I understood
forced mental health resources.
Yeah, I understood it,
Thank you.
and I think it helped everybody that was in there.
Really?
Yeah, everybody that was in there, because we were on our best behavior. There was one kid I didn't see until my third day because he was off the juice.
Butt juice.
Yeah, booty juice. Because it was whispers about him,
You got to be a bad
also
motherfucker.
for Tyler, I don't think we actually clarified booty juice for Tyler.
What is it? PRN?
What? What the booty juice is?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what's in the tube.
I think they called it PRN. It was basically, if you act up or you're like a little bit of a physical threat to yourself and others.
You guys are actually talking to Tyler.
They call your personal doctor. They call the doctor that's assigned to you, who's only there once a week. They have to call him off the clock or wherever the fuck else he's at and tell them what you're doing so that he can clear for them to hit you with the booty juice. It's
sedative.
So they take you to the back room. I seen the back room with that ugly table.
They forcibly pick your ass up. It's like a person per limb, depending on how strong you are.
And they some big motherfuckers.
Man.
Yeah, they got some, it's adults. It's big adults, really having to like hold down big kids and strap you down and put a needle in your butt, put you to sleep for like 3 days. Yeah.
That's why they call it booty juice, because they got to shoot you in your booty with the big ass arteries so it can get in your system and get absorbed faster. Not to be related to why I put Plan Bs in people's butt, but
I was just about to say Tyler says thank you, but no, thank you.
We appreciate you for explaining booty juice, because somebody had to explain how our friends are being sedated behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors. Actually, they didn't have a door on there, but yeah.
Right, okay.
Fuck. Much like many
forced mental health resources, though, that is a difference. Like, there's not a door there. There is. It sounds like more mobility, even though some of these kids had done some violent shit. There's still an open door, as we have seen, by the way, with Unlocked and over, like these experiments, jail or otherwise, or mental health institutions or otherwise, like what it means to actually still have to be in community. It has a fucking impact on how people move. For the most part, like, you remember one kid that you're like, don't fuck on that, but like. It sounds like other kids were in there that were violent.
Yeah, they were in there for violent things, gangbanging. So they did have like a rule when you first get in, like, hey, no war stories. We're not talking about that shit. We don't give a fuck where you from or what set you rep, because they know that some of these niggas are in different ends or like different
active.
Yeah, so it's like it's better to not talk about it. So everybody kind of got cool in that aspect. We weren't that bad. I think what's his name was in a bad mood because his fake tooth was missing, but. Yeah, because when we got locked in, there was I forgot what the main counselor name was. It was Mr. something, tall dude. He had little locks. He was chunky, and he liked me because he knew my family was Jehovah's Witness, and his wife was Jehovah's Witness. So he fucked with me, and I followed
gang connections. I told y'all times in the game.
And I followed the rules technically. So like I never really like walked out my room if I needed anything. I had the bathroom there. I had my books. Prince, he didn't make no noise. I was like, read one of my books, Joe, because you don't have nothing to do here.
You lucked up though, having a good celly.
Oh yeah, it was like, because I mean they put the two violent kids together, but they're not gonna put two. We was pretty chill, and Prince was a little slow. And I'm like, I could beat up Prince. I could take him.
I think that causes a sense of camaraderie. It's like we both think we could whoop each other's ass.
Yeah,
Just chill out.
yeah. But I did I grinded my teeth like a motherfucker, and I was chewing on the inside of my cheek.
As anxiety.
I was stressed out. It was fucked up.
I think that's you, because of your background with therapy, you understood what neurologically was happening with your body that other people wouldn't. I don't think enough people understand the tics, the triggers, the things that your body will do to compensate for the nervous system having an overhaul or being overwhelmed. So I got a question for you, because as somebody who was in therapy for years and then ended up in that situation, everyone there needed something.
Yes.
Is there another set or a system that can provide those needs without it looking like forced mental health?
Ooh. I feel I started on the right path. I mean, the medication, the therapy, and the counseling.
Do you think the medication was the part? Because, bro, we be getting high as hell.
We do be getting high as hell. But that's another thing. I don't know. That's
because also, sorry, not to interrupt you, Ty, but you called yourself a bad kid. But then what I think is interesting is when you were talking about Mike and then some of these other people that you weren't were not fucking with because you had the gut instinct that they might be actually bad. I think it sounds like you might have had some bad behavior, but it sounds like you actually kind of had a compass that was actually that's too far. I don't believe in the word good and bad and whatever, but there is, again, a scale.
Yeah.
It sounds like that you were a little bit further from than you even thought you were.
My mom's from the island, so it's a little bit of a culture difference. And in my brain, it's I don't ever want to get caught with something that would upset my mom.
Sense of pride.
Yeah. So it's it was if I know, I don't want my mom knowing seeing that I'm getting caught up on some freaky man shit. I don't want my mom getting, especially there, being a 19-year-old, one of maybe in a school of 1,000 kids, one of maybe 16 older kids. It's a community school. It's a public school. So I'm one of maybe 16 out of 1,000 kids who are an older age, 19, 20, almost 21 type shit. So I've encountered different ones, and I've seen different things, and I was if you see a nigga whose way of getting coochie is freaky internet shit, and he looks like that dude on Dexter's Lab with that ugly ponytail on the computer with all the zits. It's I need to stay away from him. He's bragging about all the girls. He's yeah, she used to come to this school. I still talk to her. I email her from time to time. She sent me pictures. Yeah. I got the school computer hooked up to my home computer and blah, blah, blah. Da, 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 da. He's telling me all this shit. He's very tech savvy, but this nigga is 20 years old in high school.
Ugh.
So, yeah.
That person might be on the watch list somewhere.
Yeah. Mike wasn't bad. He was just
creepy.
He wasn't even creepy. He was a rocker. He was just he was one of those. He listened to rock. Yeah. He had the boots. He had the trench coats. He
had the Doc Martens first.
But it sounds like even to Kyrie's question, it sounds like family support was a big part of
That's actually what I was leaning towards.
Oh yeah.
Pre-forced mental health.
Oh yeah, because this is a battle. It's a battle that I'm facing for myself, and at that point when I broke, I kind of realized especially during the visiting days of my family crying that I'm in there, it was I don't want to put my family through this. Even if I'm not there and I can't feel or whatever, I know the ripple effect of all this, especially considering the people I love the most, the people that take care of me. They these are the people I'm the closest to. This is how this is affecting them. Yeah. And I wanted to do it real quick, peeling a Band-Aid off so that I wouldn't have to think about those implications. But once the mission failed and I ended up in that situation, I was I can't do this.
I think that's a powerful moment, because that is actually linked to why you still behave the way you do to this day. Because even on your down days, you still don't spiral all the way out. And when I talk to you about your spirals, it's because, and I don't want to just put our business out there, but you say, John, I know what this could lead to. And so I applaud you for that. But even then, that is rooted in amazing privilege, a family that you actually give a fuck about. Because some of those people in that space actually don't have family that triggers pride or anything that will bring them back. And so for those people that are kind of, I don't want to say off the leash, but there's no one who can get them. There's nobody who can call them. There's nobody who can put their hand on the shoulder and say, hey, check this out, and they're going to trust them.
Right.
So what can we do in society for those people who still need that because they don't have that for whatever reasons. They're not in a privileged position to have that support or that love or something to help rein them in.
Shit. I feel like there should be some funding for certain kids. I know there is funding in certain
only kids,
programs.
or what you think?
It has to start early.
But can we create a service for people who are not of child age?
Ooh,
mental health wise.
I'm also curious. I want to hear. Can we pin that because I also want to hear what service you're talking about for kids.
Ooh, for older people, it depends.
No, for
depends.
kids, like the one you want.
Yeah. Okay. Put a pin on that. But like for young adults and maybe a little older in their 20s and stuff like that, I think it's a access thing because
access to
different resources because the resources are out there.
Like
so
resources like what?
There are programs that get you jobs. It gets you healthcare. It gets you, maybe funding, how to rebound in life. Oh, you hit rock bottom. You not doing well. We could get you a job. We could get you housing. We could get you mental health, and we can put this all together. But you have to work with our program. It's all about like finding those resources because that can go in your spam folder in your emails. That could be passed by. You pass a church that's having like a food giveaway. They might have a program that could get you in your first steps to getting through there. My mom, I was lucky enough where my mom worked at a place that was a community center, so it had those resources.
You knew of Head Start.
Yeah.
So you're talking about making also awareness campaign around this shit that it's like
and accessibility.
That there's stuff. There are funds out there. There are programs. There are resources and support. Again, people that support you and that care if you're alive.
Yeah, but if you're like by yourself and you don't know these things and you're not, because it's somewhat of a Google search, but nobody thinks to like Google that type of stuff. Nobody.
Not while you're in crisis. You're not thinking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have someone that you trust while you're in crisis. Because sometimes you have that person when you like, Joe, I'm spazzing out, but I know I can listen even when I'm spazzing. If you don't have that person to like anchor you or ground you in those moments of manic decisions, accessibility can be a big thing. You could say, go to this website and email. It could take me 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's anxiety, that email anxiety.
Yeah.
We ran
into that with the PYC program, the Prison Yoga Chicago. When people get out, we will pay for their yoga and mental health therapy, and we've been paying economic packages and doing a bunch of other shit too, like just giving people money. But
resource.
Let me go to jail. I want some free yoga.
Your ass better go and not come back, boy. You better stop.
Go to the park. Go to the park or the beach. Actually, there's a lot of like free yoga available. But to your point, awareness campaign wise, like and the email thing, like we have people submit in the form. We have to have record. We have to know how to contact them, and we cannot contact people. They have to contact us. Like that's a legal agreement with the jail. So once they're out, even they have to reach out to us and let us know that they're out. But like the form, all that's like I know that that's a barrier, right? Like it's. Anyway,
so
completely. So to that question, then, adults, is it any different? Is it awareness? Like, what is there a different type of program? Is it like, okay, you didn't have the support as a kid, so as an adult, like now we're
accessibility is a big thing as an adult.
Because like as an adult, it's like somebody could hand you a piece of paper and be like, hey, if you come here at this time, we can get you the help you need. We could talk to you. We could figure out stuff. But it's up to the adult to kind of do it. He'll sit there looking at that paper and think about it. But, how he going to feel in like 5 hours? It's 3 days until, that next meeting. Is he going to show up on that next day? Is he going, or is he just going to forget? He going to oversleep? Is he going,
Or you fucking get there and they like, oh, we actually can't help you because of some random fucking nuance that I didn't know. They like, oh, man, you aged out. Or, man. You got to actually have some sort of insurance. We just do supplemental. Or, man, we could get you locked in with a top therapist. You could pick your therapy. You only got 3 sessions. Oh, cool. I'm going to unpack 30 plus years of trauma in 3 sessions. Thanks. I'll go fuck myself.
3 hours, yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
And
then they're like, oh, we could prorate it.
And
cool, how do you prorate it? I'm in poverty.
Right.
That I actually think in terms of the time too, like not to be super heteronormative or like gender based, but I do actually think like the amount of time it takes y'all, kids and adults, like to open up as men is way longer than women. Like we can walk into a therapist. I've been yapping it fucking up all day. Like everybody knows my fucking problems, except for the ones that I decide to keep to myself as an adult because I've learned like boundary stuff or whatever. But like we are socialized to be social and in community, and that's obviously for a number of reasons because y'all would leave us with kids and then run away, and then we had to like raise these kids as a neighborhood. So like there's that, and I mean I'm talking like on a biological like caveman level. This isn't about like people like men not wanting their children. Like it's just this is like sort of how this came to be, right? It's like we became more socialized, but then that puts y'all in a position where you're like, okay, how much therapy is required? Is it 3 sessions? Probably the fuck not.
No.
Like truly, I feel like most of my female friends could get more done in 3 sessions than their male counterparts, and it's not because of lack of like wanting to grow. It's like the skills that you're taught.
Yeah.
Is that fair? I don't know. Does that fucking
absolutely
marginalize y'all?
Because I know it took
not?
me a couple of sessions, especially with like, because I had the shebang. I had everything. I had a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a counselor.
You mind breaking down the 3 for people who listening who don't know?
Psychiatrist he talks to you. Psychologist gives you the
therapy.
drugs. Yeah.
The drugs for
Yeah.
supplemented by the talk therapy
Psychiatrists
diagnosis.
can prescribe.
Oh yeah, they prescribe too. But I had like both of them because it's like, okay, he can send me this, da 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 da.
Yeah.
You have this, we're gonna give you that. And some of them were sponsored. They had like the little boxes of Zoloft on the side. If you
What
try
does
Zoloft,
that mean if you're sponsored as a therapist that's giving medicine to kids, Ty?
Well,
So-
any doctor has drugs pushed on them.
Yeah, so
What? So every doctor in westernized medicine is giving drug money by drug companies to push their drugs?
if they got swag, they're sponsored. If you got a Ritalin Cozy, these niggas is sponsored. Zoloft cups. They were sponsoring the Zoloft drops at the time. It was
like
new.
fucking
It was a new thing.
NASCAR
Just dropping in
drivers.
whatever you drink and drink it, and you got Zoloft. Woo. Yeah, they were very big on that. After your session, after they done diagnosed you and they're ready to give you the drugs, they'd be like, well,
Okay, can I ask you an extremely personal question? Are you on anything now?
no.
Were you at any point after that? You're just like, no, it's the decision for me, and I'm gonna live my life this way. It's not the drugs. It's not what yeah, I've got depressive stuff. Yes, I have a history of like bipolar disorder in my family, but for me, like this is a choice, and I can do this clean.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah.
Clean enough is crazy.
Yeah, clean enough.
Self-medicated. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
because I don't like those drugs. I don't like the ones that dumb you down. I like the ones that hype you up, and I think they peep like,
Uppers.
you don't need the uppers. You don't need anything to help you focus. You need something to help you be present throughout the day and focus on everything you got going on passively instead of like immediately.
Yeah. I think even as millennials, I was thinking about this the other day, that we have such an interesting like arc of sort of like mental health and distraction, and like all of us thinking we have ADHD. Like, of course we do, because we were introduced to cell phones like in our teenage years. Like we existed in a space where we weren't taught like how to move with this and the world at the same time. So like, now we're up here and down here, and we don't want to be down here, but we have to be down here.
Yes.
We want to be up here. We can't remember how to be up here. Like, fine, whatever, that's our thing. But like, I mean, I also agree. I've been diagnosed with some of these things too, and I'm like, I think I remember a time where like I think I remember a time where it is just like presence and focus and like fighting this.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yeah.
But that I also do know that there's a degree of like, again, scale and privilege, and like not everyone's brain actually functions like that. I was just curious about where you were at with yours.
Yeah, so I do the best I can without it. I know I do have moments where I'm frozen. I do freeze, which will account for maybe 4 to 6 hours of my day.
Explain what that looks like.
So it's like I'll sit down, I'll have my TV on, I'll have my YouTube going on my phone, and I will sit there zoned out for about a couple hours. And it's like in my brain, I'm looking around, I'm like, I should move, but I don't. And it takes a moment of like real push to like actually get me moving, and I try not to stop moving or I'm gonna stop moving again. So like sometimes I'm late for things. I'm like, I have a good 4-hour buffer. I could take a nap. I could chill for a little bit. Now I have to get there. It's an hour away, and I snapped out of it 30 minutes out. So then it's like it does affect my day to day. It looks a lot like procrastination, delayed shit. It can be overwhelming. I be stressed out sometimes, but it is a fight to like get stuff done and move things how they're supposed to move, and stick to a schedule like on my own without help of medication.
Can you name a pattern of like the moment of things that snaps you out?
I'll set an alarm. So like I'll know I have to leave or I have to start getting ready at this time. I'll set an alarm. I'll tell my Alexa. I'll tell my phone, and I'll just have an alarm, and then I'll look at my clock. But sometimes I'll be like, snooze. Give me 15 more minutes. I could do 15 more minutes. Or like I'll put some clothes together before I zone out. If I know I'm gonna zone out, put out some clothes, wash my booty.
Wash my booty. Without booty juice.
Yeah,
Without the booty juice. Juice free.
Nice.
But
Nice job, bud. Good for that, brother.
But yeah, so like when that moment comes, when the alarm comes on, I can just hop in my outfit and check my bus.
So Ty, for people who listen, and I don't want to hold you too long.
Yeah, we got
What are some advice, tips, or something for people who may be struggling with mental health, whether they be young or old or elderly as me? What do you think is some advice for people in different layers? Because there's some people who, to your point, like Joe, they wake up every morning like, yo, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that most people wasn't waking up like that. I am still in awe that people wake up fucking happy. What do you mean you opened your eyes and you are fucking happy in the morning?
It's crazy, yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
So, I mean, you could look up holistic things because it's also a mental thing. So if somebody tells you, hey, this works and it doesn't affect you long term, it doesn't make you sick or have side effects, your brain will reprogram itself to actually believe that shit. It's like placebos. Sun lamp therapy. Get you a sun lamp. They cost like $60 on Amazon, maybe cheaper.
Because vitamin D helps.
Yeah, it helps a lot, especially like in those winter days where like the days are shorter. It's dark
when
outside.
People fighting winter, seasonal depression.
People are at their saddest. They inside. It's dark. There's no real sun coming through. Get you a sun lamp.
That shit feels so good.
Sit in front of it for a couple hours a day. Feel that. Exercise. That's always been a big thing. I'm a walker. I walk everywhere. I walk for hours. That's the most I can do. I need to start doing push-ups, sit-ups, and all that other stuff just so I can look sexy. You know what I'm saying? But breaking the sweat helps. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of comics that I talk to who, they seem like they got it together, and I talk to them, and I know they go through anxiety and depression and all those things. And their biggest thing is like, I work out. I wake up at a certain time every day.
Me too.
And I get shit started.
Every day.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
My mental health is trash when I can't work out. And I know because I had surgery last year. I got hit by a car. I had like weeks at a time where I couldn't do the shit. Yeah.
So you was fucked up.
Yeah. So I'm on board with that. But.
And then as far as programs, just look out. Look around for them. Churches. I don't, not the chicken spot, but do go there. They're very good. When you eat that, you feel so much better.
The grease.
Yeah.
Mixes with the depression.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Permanent sleep.
Church community, though.
Yeah, church communities. Too, yeah. They have things for talking and building community. They also have connections, depending on what church you go to. Some of them are drug fronts, but we're not going to talk about that. But
another day maybe.
Yeah,
got a real nice category.
But like talk, they got connections to certain programs in the city. Find a way to talk to somebody in the city. There's so many different things. If you have kids, if you see that they have like certain issues, don't brush it off as like them acting out. They'll grow out of it. Yeah, or a phase that are growing out of it because kids are impressionable. They're always looking for somebody to guide them and talk. They crave structure, even though they act like they don't. And they're going to find that structure somewhere else. Somebody's going to take advantage of that mental illness. And now this kid that just has a little temper tantrum is now
an enforcer.
Yeah,
and now you kill people on the weekends.
Oh, God. You give a 16-year-old boy $10,000 to kill somebody like.
What? That motherfucker getting clapped by the morning.
Immediately. You ain't going to school. You ain't got no job. You camping out in front of a nigga house. But we not going to go into that. But like, if you see that, get them into... it doesn't always have to be therapy and counseling. Sometimes, like I was lucky, my mom was in a work. Yeah, sports. I played football.
Extracurricular activities.
Like physical shit.
Yeah, I went
community building shit. Get them into the arts, organized arts early.
I went to summer camp.
Boom.
Several times, which is something a lot of more black kids than you think be in summer camp.
Well, back when it was affordable.
I was so lucky enough where it was like damn near free. But when I was working for the Y has a program where kids who can't really afford it, they will cover 70% of your 70% of the fee to get your kid in the summer camp because they understand that a lot of kids of color and kids in certain communities can't afford it. So to help out that family, you drop us $70, we'll pay for everything else: room, board, food, travel, all that.
So Ty, I hate to bust your bubble, but a lot of the things that were available are not, and including this one, YMCA is actually in a big story right now. For feeling empowered by the current administration and enforcing racial seating at programming. So a black lady was actually removed for not giving up her seat at a YMCA event that wasn't seated. And so, a lot of the institutions that were affordable or accessible for people in communities
It actually is not. So
What?
I know that used to be a thing. I used to even be at the Y. The Y probably ain't a safe space for certain people.
I was working there 3 years ago.
Oh, brother, this administration is bringing back some different type of hate.
Gosh darn.
So, but I don't want to put a damper on people. Just find community wherever it exists, because sometimes
and there will always be community and localized sort of
Yeah.
uprisings against
There's one
this.
program.
And there are IGRO, there's shit around.
IGRO, that's the community garden people, right?
Yeah.
So yes, they do
That's
exist.
just one example.
They just
obviously.
won't be so big and national, because those national people do a lot of
Right,
dancing.
and awareness and campaigns to this whole conversation that's why coming for like the Y and these bigger, not even as I'm like, there will always be uprising. Like, it's huge to come for the big ones, because when the big ones fall, people think that there aren't other options, because
Right.
the local ones don't have a lot of marketing dollars. As someone that works in nonprofit, this is very it's a huge problem.
Yeah. So the resistance still out here banging on the Sith. We dropping the Sith every time we get a chance. we banging on any Sith lord. So we out here, just come find us. You feel me?
Yeah. It's a process. I had summer camp. I had all types of different things. So I had access to a lot of different things outside of just my neighborhood, where a lot of dudes didn't see any way out. This is my people. This is where I'm at. This is my life. They were really stuck on that. There was kids at Hartgrove who had arguments with the counselors about what they needed, because young black men. This is probably another story, because we probably don't got that much time left. But young black men at a certain age are adultified. It's like, I gotta provide for my family at 13, man. I can't not make money.
You talking about after school? I'm working.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the clock. Goddammit, I can't.
But that come from the crib though,
young black
because
women,
how
but in a
young are
different
we
way.
told? Like, hey man, go get some money. I could tell you, I was a teenager when motherfuckers said, you better off on the corner, and I'm like, fuck, you provide for me. I should get on the corner. Like,
That's crazy. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. But that adult shit is put on you so young. What is your little nervous system for to do?
Yeah.
How you gonna compensate? What medicine you on to compensate for feeling that adult burden? Your brain not even developed all the way.
I ain't have to do it, but I saw a bunch of kids who did, because my mom had a husband. He paid all the bills. He took care of shit.
Shout out to the suckers. I mean,
You're funny as
stepfathers.
hell. Funny as hell. He took care of shit, and he was he took care of shit.
A
He
man
was
that
the dude.
paid for a family to be a sucker. That's what
Ty,
we're about to
do you not feel like your stepfather's a sucker in some
No,
ways?
no, he was a
Oh,
good
fuck
dude.
you. Go watch
I
his
respected
stand-up.
him. I
Go
respected
watch
him.
his stand-up. Don't lie to these people.
These are jokes. This is a man
They're
on
jokes.
a podcast.
Now,
saying
I
the
respect my
actual
stepdad. I
truth.
love my stepdad. Now, the overall scheme and the label of a stepfather is crazy.
It's crazy.
Especially nowadays. Back in the day, you was respected. Like, the kid had to behave. Your stepdad could smack you upside your head if you talk crazy, because he's a man of the house. You got a man of the house. You got to listen to the man of the house. But nowadays, ain't no man in the house. You the man of the house at 7. And this motherfucker.
Your mama post you and say, this is my king.
Oh my God. But we not getting into that. It's a lot of factors that help me in the long run become who I am today. Because I know, a lot of dudes were stunted educationally, so they can't express themselves the way I express myself. They can't use words that I use and stuff like that. And because they can't communicate what they need to communicate, they get upset, and that causes temper tantrums, and that causes them acting out and all that shit, because they don't know, because people don't understand what they're saying. I can understand. I speak all types of dialects of English. If you speak English, I understand you completely. I don't know any other language.
Yeah.
But
problems as interpersonal problems, when you cannot communicate interpersonally, it's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We even again gender to gender, we have these problems where why don't you fucking understand me?
Right.
And that's with a pretty heavy vocabulary can relate. So
Yeah.
of course.
But yeah, man, that's my journey. I'm still going through it. I'm still in this bitch.
I'm still in this
We're
bitch.
happy. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I think that's the quote of the whole episode. I'm still in this
I'm
bitch.
still in this bitch.
Mental health. I'm still in this bitch. So we often ask, what is some art that you are consuming? Like, is there an artist or something that you are listening to that is super popping right now that you recommend, maybe locally?
we call it arts and acts or arts and
Arts and
activism,
act- yeah.
Arts and
organizations you support, artists you want to put on, or just
Artists
you're
that
listening
motivate
to.
you.
Funny as hell. Kyrie knows what type of music I listen to. I listen to
I
worse
think
shit.
Kyrie said something about Chief Keef doing peace talks before this episode. So.
I love to see my favorite rappers talking about peace.
Who's some of your favorite rappers right now?
Some of my favorite rappers right now. You funny as hell. There's a guy. He's pretty good. SG Batman.
From the West Side.
Yeah, from the West Side. I like L Hitter. L Hitter's from the West Side also.
What's the SG Batman song that you think people should check out?
I can already tell I'm not.
Funny as hell.
What's the song so people who listening can know what you listen to?
I need a good SG Batman song.
For a good one.
Yeah.
No good or bad until we come to
SG something smooth, something simple. It's either Leg in it or Black Truck. Something cool.
I think that is hilarious. The SG Batman has songs called Black Truck and Leg in It.
Put your leg in it, yeah.
Hey, that's the clip of Kathryn thinking like, what the?
I've giving y'all so much.
He's my favorite rapper.
Oh man, all your problems. Oh my god.
It levels me out. Okay.
The fuck out of me.
Leg in it is crazy.
It levels me out. Okay, his music is very heavy. It's all bad shit. It's very high energy. It's all bad shit. It's high energy, but it levels me out because I'm a very like chill, quiet, calm, peaceful dude. This music it ramps me up so I can like go throughout the day with a devil may care attitude and I can get shit done because I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Wasabi the Black Samurai, Leonardo DiCaprio, Thotty Pippen.
Hit it with the callback. I mean, what a beautiful storyteller. Truly, thank you for coming on and telling your story. Obviously, there's so much more to it, and we'll have you on again, and we'll continue to talk. And I've been personally waiting to like talk about this for a while because I know Kyrie's been wanting to have you on for a while, but I was like, don't motherfucking ask him until we get to we're live. Yeah. So it's interesting, obviously, to have you tell it for the first time, at least a couple people in the room. But thank you. I mean, I truly, especially being a kid and all that stuff that you went through, like we appreciate the transparency, like the vulnerability, all that,
Yeah, I almost cried a little bit. My eyes getting all teary and whatnot. Yeah.
Gee, I'm gonna go get high. I meant self-medicate. Fuck. I meant meditate.
Ty, where can people find you in this bitch? You are online. You're here at the Lincoln Lodge with Kyrie. Yes. Your shows. Tell people what you want to tell them.
All right. Every month, Lincoln Lodge. Also, we have a few pop-ups. It's Ask a Comedian, where you can ask anonymously a comedian any question. Any question. I'm telling you, if you look at the highlights, we go crazy.
Do you put
what date and time should they be here to catch you? Oh, you're actually performing at the next Ask a Comedian. Yeah.
That one
Saturday,
September 6th.
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
10 p.m.
Show up at 9. Show up at 9. I'll give you a hug, and Kyrie will give you a kiss on the forehead.
Stop offering my lips to people. As a fuck, we need better marketing.
We're so grateful that we'll give you a forehead kiss. Kyrie will give you a forehead kiss.
If you don't want.
Or we can designate one of our other producers. If you pay extra and you get a forehead, it's like a Chris Brown meet and greet.
It's nothing like that.
God, dude, we're so close.
Main room Saturday.
Run the fuck
Lincoln
out of the
Lodge
light today, and for what? Chris Brown.
Forehead
protocol.
Kisses. I'm not groping. I am actually. If you pay,
you ain't got to grope. Just a little.
Okay, Ask a Comedian, September 6th, and also regularly monthly.
Yeah,
it's truly a great show. It's super fun. I was really sad to not be able to do it last time. I hope Kyrie has me back.
Show.
Damn.
She missed my birthday show.
I was on the road.
And also, you can find me on all social media platforms at Ty Riggs, y'all. I think I'm probably the most Googleable Ty Riggs. There's some actor, fuck him. Some white dude whose actual name is Ty Riggs, fuck him.
You just culturally appropriated your shit.
Just look up. Yeah, right? I'm like, where the fuck this nigga come from? I used to be the only Ty Riggs. But, and then also, there was
you just have to go by one of your pseudonyms.
All right. Wasabi the Black Samurai. Put that in the Google search and you'll find me.
Thotty Pippen. And coming soon, Thotty Pippen merch.
Hell yeah. I can't trademark it. I know there's like a couple songs out and I know a couple people say
Pippen's son gonna punch you.
Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck.
This has been Beyond Bars. Truly, amazing. Thank you for coming on. We are thrilled that you're still doing your thing, and thank you for also. I truly, not to whatever, but you have a lot of interesting perspective on the ways in which you can move without necessarily being medicated, and that's no shade on sort of medication and things that people need in their brains, but I do think your story is an interesting one, and it's very powerful, I think, for people to hear as well. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you to Tyler, especially for, being there for when we need explanations for things.
Hell yeah.
Michelle producing the background, Christian, everybody at the Lincoln Lodge for hosting the Beyond Bars podcast. Please do spread the word about, the scholarships from Prison Yoga Chicago. We're actually funding our first teacher training. Recently. We had someone that asked that has done yoga since she has been released from CCJ. I wanted to get certified, and we have the money for that. So we are funding her to hopefully provide a new professional skill as well, and deepen her practice and everything. So yeah, I'm really proud of that. Not for the whole team for doing that, but please continue, if you're listening to this, spread awareness on that front.
Send us opportunities to sponsor a partnership with other organizations.
Yes, also please consider sponsoring this podcast. This is we believe good work, and if you know people that want to throw money behind this work and people telling their stories and humanizing folks that are continue to be dehumanized by the criminal justice system.
Absolutely. Holla at us, Provisor.
Please put us in touch.
Please, if you know somebody, because I don't want to have to resort to survival sex work.
All right. Catch their show at the Lincoln Lodge. I run a show at the Lincoln Lodge every week, new material night, Thursday, 7 p.m. that I'm presently late for.
Goddamn, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. We got some people working the doors, so they know. And do you have anything else you want to plug?
I'll see y'all on the 6th, and if I don't see you then, you probably hate me, so I'll see you later. But definitely follow Ask a Comedian if you want to see really cool stuff.
Ask a Comedian, follow Beyond Bars Pod, Lincoln Lodge. I'll have shit coming up soon, no doubt. But thank you for tuning in, being with us.
For shizzle.
Peace out, y'all.